His father and grandfather are both devotees of Sri Sri Rukmani Vitthal of Pandharpur. Prabhuji learned Sanskrit in the traditional way in his childhood and was taught the Laghu Siddhant Kaumudi of Pandit Varadaraj. Between 2002 to 2007, he served as a book distributor and organized programs and seminars for ISKCON youth in Juhu. He has also written Sanskrit verses in the Chitra Kavya style. In 2007, Prabhuji was appointed assistant editor of Gopalji Publications. Prabhuji is an accomplished Sanskrit scholar, having studied Panini's sutras and completing a translation with commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Mana Shiksha in 2015. He holds a master's degree in information technology and he's a Grihastha married with a son, and he has been a member of the GBC Shastrik Advisory Council since 2013. So please give him a warm round of applause and let's chant 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for kindly assembling here. My sincere thanks to Sudarshan Gopal Prabhu and family. Who else is there in family, Prabhuji? Who all are there?
My father and my mother.
What is Prabhuji's name?
Radha Govind Hari Prabhu and Soumya Gaurangi Devi.
Radha Govind Hari Prabhu, Soumya Gaurangi Mataji.
Wife and son are not here, they are in India currently.
Okay, what are their names?
Dakshina Braja Gopi Devi Dasi and Govinda.
Dakshina Braja Gopi Devi Dasi and Govinda. Alright. So, wonderful family, dear devotees. Thank you very much for kindly opening the doors of your home and inviting all of us here. I'd like to thank all the wonderful devotees who are assembled here, who have come here. Thank you so much for kindly being here, because it's very important to understand that the audience is most important for the success of any event. So to the degree that the audience is like-minded, sahriday, to that degree a particular program attains completion and success. Dear devotees, thank you very much for kindly being present here. Today we would like to discuss a very important topic, that is the first step in the progress of our devotional lives. Before we begin, there is Shishta Parampara, that is tradition established by the previous acharyas to perform Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Gitapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namo नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे। The devotees, welcome to this particular program. I am so happy all of you are here. In the very beginning we perform Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is auspicious invocations. It is a tradition set by the previous acharyas to perform Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations before the beginning of the program. This Mangalacharan was performed by all the great previous acharyas before they began their program. I am especially reminded of a very sweet acharya who wrote a commentary on the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam. His name is Sri Harisuri. There is a book, dear devotees. You can see a painting of him on this, dear devotees. He stayed in the 18th century. Dear devotees, in his life, he would every day speak Harikatha. Each and every day he stayed in Nasik. In the evening he would go to the local temple, and every day in the evening he will speak Harikatha while standing for 6 hours. Most people don't have the courage to even conceive of such a thing, because Kalau Shudra Sambhava. In Kali Yuga, most people are Shudra. Dear devotees, there is a reason why Brahminical culture is lacking in the world. Dear devotees, events of Harikatha are meant to keep up the culture of Brahminical knowledge in this world. Because if the culture of Katha is finished, then everybody will become what? Shudra. Dear devotees, they become Shudra in this world. Because today's world is only ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेद यावत जीवेत सुखम जीवेत। हाँ, पैसा कमाओ, अच्छा खाओ, जब तक जियो सुख से जियो, फिर मरने के बाद किसने क्या देखा है, समझ में? This is the Shudras of the world. They think in this manner, dear devotees. Therefore, Kalau Shudra Sambhava. It needs a person of the caliber of Sri Harisuri to ensure that the world does not drown in an ocean of sorrow, and that the world is always, rescued by nice katha of Srimad Bhagavatam. Dear devotees, therefore the previous acharyas used to perform Mangalacharan so that the world is rescued from this disease of Kali Yuga. The disease of Kali Yuga is that Kali Yuga does not allow us to think anything beyond Udar Bharan. You know what is Udar Bharan? Pet Bharan, bas utna hi. Dear devotees, therefore it is important. Srila Prabhupada always wanted this culture in our society, that we should speak something for the pleasure of Bhagavan. Dear devotees, for this very purpose, for the pleasure of Bhagavan, Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra, who is located just here, they are hearing, dear devotees. This particular katha is organized. Thank you very much for kindly being present here. Dear devotees, I would like to begin with a statement by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says something in his book Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers, in chapter number 8. Prabhuji, you have a good voice and you can help me. Thank you. Kindly read what Prabhupada says.
To get knowledge is the first item for anyone who is hoping to find the perfection of his life. Therefore, I advise you to read our books daily as far as possible and try to understand the subject matter from different angles of vision by discussing it frequently with the devotees at the New York Temple. In this way, you will gradually become convinced, and by your sincere attitude and devotional service, you will make progress.
Dear devotees, Srila Prabhupada is saying, to get knowledge is the first item for anyone who is hoping to find perfection of his life. Dear devotees, in the very first statement, Srila Prabhupada gives the truth which is free of all cheating tendency. In the very first sentence, we have the truth which is free of all cheating tendency. What is the first statement, dear devotees? Let's read together. To get knowledge is the first item for who is hoping to find perfection in spiritual life.
Another mic. Sorry.
Stand by.
There you go.
Alright. Dear devotees, in the very first sentence, Srila Prabhupada gives the very absolute truth. Srila Prabhupada's words are such that they cut through all the illusion in the world. Dear devotees, Srila Prabhupada says to get knowledge, not to get money. I hope you are able to understand. If you ask a person walking on the street, he will say, to get money is the first item for anyone who is hoping to find the perfection of life. No, not a Shudra. You are hearing from a Brahmana. Dear devotees, Srila Prabhupada. To get what? Knowledge is the first item for anyone who is hoping to find perfection of life. Why, dear devotees? Because anybody who dies in ignorance, that person definitely is defeated in the human form of life. In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Rishabdev says, Parabhavastavad abodhajato yavanna jigyasata atmatattvam. Parabhav. What is Parabhav? Does anybody know what is the meaning of Parabhav? Defeat. Defeat is smacked in your face when you fail to inquire about the absolute truth at the moment of death. Defeat is smacked in the face of a human being when they fail to inquire about the absolute truth. Because at the moment of death, everybody, even an atheist remembers Bhagavan at the moment of death. And that's alright. Dear devotees, there are no atheists in a crashing plane. I hope you are able to understand. But Parabhavas, if we don't want defeat to be smeared on our face at the moment of death, it's very important to have transcendental knowledge. And Prabhupada always used to advise that you should read his books and understand the subject matter from different angles of vision by discussing it frequently with the devotees. In this way, you will gradually become convinced, and by sincere devotional attitude, we will make progress. Dear devotees, this progress that we have to make, please raise your hands. How many of us want to make some genuine progress on the path of bhakti? Please raise your hands. Alright, wonderful. I also wish to make. So therefore, dear devotees, we should understand from the previous acharyas how progress is made on the path of spiritual life. Our previous acharya, Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, he in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, he specifies what is the sequence of progress that is made, and these verses are in front of us. I'll sing the verses, kindly repeat after me. Adav Shraddha Tatah Sadhu, Adav Shraddha Tatah Sadhu, Sangotha Bhajana Kriya, Sangotha Bhajana Kriya, Tato Nartha Nivrittisya, Tato Nartha Nivrittisya, Tato Nishtha Ruchistata, Tato Nishtha Ruchistata, Tadha Saktis Tato Bhava, Tadha Saktis Tato Bhava, Tata Prema Abhyudanchati, Tata Prema Devotees, anybody who wants to walk on the path of spiritual life, Adav, in the beginning, they should have something. What should they have? Shraddha. Initially, dear devotees, one must definitely have Shraddha. Shraddha is roughly translated as faith. Acha. Faith in what? If the question is asked, faith in what? So that question is very important. Some people say initially one must have faith in Krishna. But initially one doesn't know Krishna. I hope you are able to understand. Initially does one know Krishna initially?
No.
So Shraddha means, what is the meaning of Shraddha and what faith should one have, that we need to understand. Adav Shraddha. First there is faith. Faith in what, dear devotees? So the previous acharyas will clarify that. But I will come to that. Tataha Sadhu Sangha. After getting Shraddha, initial faith, then comes the second step. What is the second step? Sadhu Sangha. Associating with an existing devotee. Because perfection cannot be attained simply by reading books. Perfection is not attained simply by reading some information given in a book. Doubt solving is a living process. And the doubts that every person has are different. And not all the doubts get resolved from the books. Therefore, to get doubts resolved, we need a person. We need a devotee, an existing devotee. Dear devotees, when a child is sent for the first time in school in the primary class, The primary class, they first learn the alphabet. What is the alphabet? ABC. Alright? Why don't we teach them? Why don't we just give them a book? It's so easy. Why don't we just give them a book?
They don't know to read.
Okay, we can play a video. No, we want to trust them in the hands of a person, isn't it? Why?
They need someone to correct their mistakes.
Oh my goodness, yes, very nice. So for ABC, you need somebody to correct your mistakes, and for spiritual life, oh no, I will read everything from the books. So dear devotees, the system is such, it doesn't allow you to cheat at any point of time. For advancing in spiritual life also you need something. What is the second step? Sadhu Sangha. You need the association of a particular devotee who has gone through the process and who has reached the other side. After Sadhu Sangha, after you meet such a sadhu, then you come to know what is the actual path of bhakti. Because most people think bhakti means, they have their own definitions of bhakti. What is bhakti? Bhakti means, somebody will say surrendering to the Lord. Somebody else you ask, what is meaning of bhakti? Bhakti means praying to the Lord. Somebody else you ask, what is bhakti? Bhakti means chanting Krishna's names. People have different definitions of bhakti. So they are taught what is the actual definition of bhakti by the sadhu. And the sadhu tells them what form of bhakti exists and what form of bhakti they should engage in. And this is called as bhajan kriya. What is it known as? Bhajan kriya. So bhajan kriya is the third step. After performing genuine bhakti with attachment, with little attachment to Krishna, tato, then anartha nivritti syat. Then actually the negativities in the heart which are known as anartha are removed. What are the negativities in the heart, dear devotees? Lust, anger, greed, pride, etc. They are gradually removed. After that happens, dear devotees, tato nishtha. Then the entire path becomes clear. Now this is what I was supposed to do in life. Till that time it is still very much clouded. If we are practicing bhakti and if the path is clouded in front of us, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I will progress. Which means that we are still going through the forest. Anartha nivritti. And then after we go through anartha nivritti, dear devotees, nishtha. Now I know what I have to do. 100% clear. And then comes ruchi. What is ruchi? Ruchi is the initial taste. That actual taste of love of Krishna that starts happening. That stage is called as what? Ruchi. After ruchi comes tatha asakti. Asakti means deep attachment to Krishna. And after asakti comes bhava. Bhava is the second last stage of attainment where one starts developing an actual relationship with Krishna. Krishna is mine. I belong to Krishna. Not that Krishna, you are far good there, I am good here. That sort of distance is not appreciated for those who are on the path of bhakti. Krishna is mine, I belong to Krishna. That stage, dear devotees, is called as what? Bhava. A particular relationship with Krishna is established. Tataha prema. And then finally, what does one attain? Prema. Abhyudanchati. It fully arises. This is the translation. Kindly read, Prabhuji.
Initially, one must have Shraddha. Then comes the association of sadhus, followed by bhajan kriya. This is followed by anartha nivritti. Then comes nishtha, ruchi, asakti, and bhava. Finally, prema arises as a result of such bhava.
So, dear devotees, what is the first step?
Shraddha.
If the first step is correct, then we have made great progress. Most people falter on which step? First step, Shraddha. Because most people don't understand what is Shraddha properly and most people don't have that Shraddha. Therefore, they falter. So, first and foremost, we should understand the title of the lecture is, what is the title of the lecture?
First step.
First step in devotional progress. And what is the first step, dear devotees? Shraddha. If we understand properly what is Shraddha, then we will be able to make rapid progress on the path. Dear devotees, let us understand from the commentator on these verses. The author is Sri Rupa Goswami and the commentator is his nephew Sri Jiva Goswami. When Sri Rupa Goswami was composing Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Sri Jiva Goswami was fanning him. And then on the spot, Sri Jiva Goswami used to ask him questions. This is my doubt, can you please clarify? And Sri Rupa Goswami would clarify the doubt immediately. So the commentator was the Samakalin, is in the same time as the author. Often a commentator comes hundreds of years later after the author. But this commentator was present right along with the author. So the commentator has a great advantage, he knows exactly what is in the mind of the author. Sri Jiva Goswami comments on this section. I am quoting the exact words of Sri Jiva Goswami in the original Sanskrit. Dear devotees, please repeat after me. The first step was Adav Shraddha. What was it? Adav Shraddha. Sri Jiva Goswami says, please repeat after me. Adav Prathame Sadhu Sangha Shastra Shravana Dwara Shraddha. Jiva Goswami says, Adav in the beginning. Prathame. The first step is Sadhu Sangha. Even before Shraddha, there is something. What is there? Sadhu Sangha. So Sri Jiva Goswami clarified, he asked Rupa Goswami, how can one just directly get Shraddha? Shraddha happens when you meet a particular person who has Shraddha. So first there is initial Sadhu Sangha. I hope you are able to understand. First there is initial Sadhu Sangha. You meet a certain devotee. And then Sadhu Sangha, in the association of that, Shastra Shravan, you get to hear for the first time. What do you get to hear? Shastra. Dear devotees, it's very important to know what a great fortune it is when we get to hear Shastra. Most people don't understand what is the value of getting to hear Shastra. Shastra Shravana Dwara, first and foremost, we get the first step. What is the first step? Shraddha. And what is the meaning of Shraddha? Please repeat. Tad Artha Vishwasaha. Vishwas, faith in the meanings of that Shastra is known as what, dear devotees? Shraddha. So I hope you are able to understand. What is the meaning of Shraddha? Faith in the Shastra is known as what? Shraddha. That is the first step. Because some people have this definition of faith in Krishna is the first step. How can you assume faith in Krishna on the first step? Do people know anything about Krishna on the first step? No. So dear devotees, first and foremost, a person develops Shraddha. Shraddha in which entity? Shastra. So we will remember this thing. If we want to get the first step correct, we should know that the first step on the path of bhakti is Shraddha. Shraddha is implicit faith in the message of the Shastra. So kindly read the translation, Prabhu. This is the translation.
The term Adav means in the beginning. In the beginning there is Sadhu Sangha, and in such Sadhu Sangha there is hearing of Shastra. Due to this, there develops Shraddha, that is innate faith in the message of Shastra.
This is Sri Jiva Goswami's commentary on this particular section. So Sri Jiva Goswami says that in the beginning a person develops Shraddha, that is faith in the message of the Shastra. We may go to 100 places and people may speak their own whimsical mind. In one of those 100 places you may find that somebody is speaking from one source. And what source is that? Shastra. Because it's very nowadays the fashion is that you go to many places and then you get to hear a motivational talk which is from some modern speculation. And then you feel good about it. Yeah, I felt nice. And then you go home and the entire effect is gone away. You return back to the drudgery of your life and there is no positive change. Why? Because sitting in a talk where Shastra is not being spoken is like giving painkillers to everybody. You give painkiller, for some time the pain gets masked. And after that what happens? Comes back. I hope you are able to understand. So that is what it is. Shastra is the medicine for the individual distress that all of us are facing in day-to-day life. Therefore, when we hear the message of Shastra, it is actually a long-term cure for whatever distress we are having in this particular form of life. Adav Shraddha. It is very fortunate if somebody first and foremost puts our faith in what? Shastra. So this is most important. Dear devotees, Therefore, Srila Prabhupada used to say that it is of utmost importance to quote what, dear devotees? Shastra. There is a statement by Srila Prabhupada in a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, 22nd February 1971. Srila Prabhupada says something. Please read, Prabhuji.
Sometimes we argue, somebody has said like this, some Mahatma says like this. That is not very valued argument. Valued argument is when you quote from the Vedic literature, that is valuable. Ved Praman, Shruti Praman. The Shruti Praman is accepted amongst the authorities. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the acharyas, they write comments on any authoritative book, immediately giving quotations from Vedas to support his comments. Otherwise, a personal comment has no meaning.
So, dear devotees, whenever the tradition is, whenever a particular bona fide person is speaking, they have to quote something. What do have they quote? Shastra. You open any book of Srila Prabhupada, and in any book of Srila Prabhupada, you see, you will not find, after every 2 pages, you will find something quoted. What will you find quoted? Shastra. That is the way Srila Prabhupada explained his books. So, unless a person quotes Shastra, then he will. I think this is the way of becoming happy. So I think becomes Baba Vakyam Pramanam. You understand, huh? Statement of Babaji becomes the Praman, the proof. But actually it is Shastra Vakyam Pramanam. What is the proof, dear devotees? Shastra. But dear devotees, many of us neglect Shastra because we think Shastra is only for keeping in a red cloth. Inside the temple, Dashera comes, wipe the dust, open it, offer some flowers, then close it, again put it in red cloth, and again put it back in the temple, only to see it next year. So dear devotees, we have to understand, especially those of us who come from India, we have to understand one thing. Our ancestors for millions of years, for how many years, dear devotees? Millions of years. Had Shraddha in Shastra. Shastra Praman was their Shraddha. Dear devotees, just because the wind is blowing in the direction of material progress in the world today doesn't mean that whatever they said, can be so easily neglected. Dear devotees, the condition of modern day India is described in a particular verse. There is a very nice verse which describes the condition of modern day India. I will sing that verse, please hear. You don't have to repeat, I will sing that verse. Ati parichaya davagya santata gamanad anadaro bhavati malaye bhilla purandri chandana taru kashtam indhanam kurute. Ati parichaya davagya. Too much familiarity with anything leads to disrespect. Santata gamanad. And if we see somebody or something very often, anadaro bhavati, we develop another. What is another, dear devotees? So this is our condition with Bhagavad Gita and other Shastras. Ati parichaya. Bhagavad Gita we know. Yeah, we know. Acha, quote a few verses from Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyevadhikaraste mafaleshu. Acha, nahi, that was in Mahabharat serial. Can you quote any other verse? Sarvadharma. That is after you come to ISKCON. That is after you come to ISKCon. Yada yada dharmasya. Arey, uske aage only Bhagavad Gita is only 2 verses. 2 श्लोक में गीता खत्म. So this, dear devotees, is the condition of modern day India, that among 700 shlokas of India, 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, we managed to learn only how many shlokas? 2 or 3 shlokas. अच्छा, उसके बाद somebody made Bhagavad Gita सार. सार मतलब क्या? Essence. For those lazy people who don't want to study the original Gita, here is the सार. जो हो रहा है वो अच्छा हो रहा है. जो होगा वो अच्छा होगा. तुम क्या लेकर आए थे? If you try to find these statements in the Bhagavad Gita, you will never find them in any Bhagavad Gita. पता नहीं who wrote that Bhagavad Gita सार, but जो हो रहा है वो अच्छा हो रहा है. तो मतलब ये है कि some meat eater is eating meat, वो अच्छा हो रहा है. जो आगे होगा वो भी अच्छा ही होगा. तो फिर भक्ति क्यों करना? तो सब अच्छा ही कर रहा है. समझ में आया? तो somebody wrote Gita सार, and This condition is ati parichayad avagya. Too much familiarity, we neglected that most important literature in our house. What is that literature? Bhagavad Gita. Example, Malaye Bhilla Purandri. There is a Bhilla lady, Adivasi lady, who stays in Malay Parvat. And Malay Parvat is famous for one thing. What is Malay Parvat famous for? Chandan, sandalwood. She is born in Malay Parvat, she has grown up in Malay Parvat, she doesn't know anything except for Malay Parvat. So for her daily cooking, she goes to the forest, cuts chandan and brings and cooks her food every day.
Yeah.
I hope using which wood?
Sandal.
Ah. That is the condition of most Indians. घर में रखा भगवत गीता है ना, but there is no value. Oh, there is chandan, there is a tree of shastra within the home, but they don't value. Why? Because ati parichay. You know what is ati parichay? Too much familiarity. Then after some time they are depressed. Oh, I have this problem in life, I have that problem in life. What should I do? Let me go to the psychiatrist. $400 only per month. But you could have solved your problems by directly hearing which message? Shastra. But nahi. Who will read Bhagavad Gita? And Bhagavad Gita to we know, जो हो रहा है वो अच्छा हो रहा है ना? जो हो रहा है वो अच्छा होगा. So this, dear devotees, is the condition of modern day. Therefore, one has to understand what is the importance of Shastra. What is the difference between any random book and Shastra? You take any random book which is available in library, and on the other hand you take Bhagavad Gita. There is a difference between these two literature, although both are printed on paper. What is the difference between Shastra and ordinary literature? Can anybody please tell me?
Authorship? Who wrote it or who wrote it?
Authorship. So only the name of the author is different. One is Vyasadeva, one is some other.
Shastra is eternally true, but the normal books are true only for, or not true, or just for normal time, present time.
Shastra is eternally true, but other books are material.
Shastra is the Apurushaya spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Oh wow, somebody's done their homework. Ah, very nice. Chalo, somebody believes in Shastra Praman. Nicely, somebody. Mataji, you spoke a term. Shastra is Apurushaya. What is Apurushaya, Mataji?
Spoken by the Supreme Personality. The word spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, words spoken by Supreme Personality of Godhead. ठीक है, wonderful. So the meaning of Apaurushaya, Purush means human.
No.
Apaurushaya means these words have arisen from a non-human source. That is the distinction between words written on any ordinary piece of paper and what? Shastra. So that is one distinction. Very nice, Mataji. Your good name?
Krishna Priya.
Krishna Priya Mataji. Oh, wonderful. So dear devotees, Krishna Priya Mataji she has Shastra Shraddha. So she knows the distinction. Any other difference, dear devotees, between normal books and Shastra?
Whatever given in Shastras never changes.
Okay, whatever given in Shastra never changes. ठीक है.
And also the Shastras were given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead through all the Parampara, all the saints and sages.
Shastra is given through Guru Parampara. Wonderful. All of these points are very valid. The previous acharyas accept all of these points, and at the same time they say Shastra is important for one main reason, and that reason is given in the Shastra itself. Where is it given? Shastra itself. So that reason, dear devotees, is because Shastra is directly another body of the Supreme Lord. Shastra is directly another body of whom? Supreme Lord. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, Bhagavan Sankarshan says something to Chitraketu Maharaj. This is the statement. Please repeat after me. Shabda Brahma Param Brahma. Shabda Brahma Param Brahma. Mamo Be Shashwati Tanu. Mamo Be Shashwati Tanu. Mama Ubhe. Both of these are mine. Shashwati Tanu, eternal bodies. Bhagavan says, I have how many eternal bodies? Two eternal bodies. Ubhe, I have two eternal bodies. What are the two eternal bodies that Bhagavan specifies, dear devotees? Please look here, please repeat after me. Please repeat. Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma is the absolute truth in the form of words. Which refers to which literature, dear devotees? Vedic literature. Is Shabda Brahma. Bhagavan appearing in the form of words is which Brahma? Shabda Brahma. And Bhagavan appearing in forms of the deity is known as another Brahma. Please repeat. Parabrahma. Parabrahma. Parabrahma is Bhagavan taking the form of a deity. So there are two eternal forms that Bhagavan has. What are the technical names? Shabda Brahma, Parabrahma. These are two eternal forms of Bhagavan. They are not material, dear devotees. Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma are two eternal forms. Acha, dear devotees, on the screen you are seeing one form. This is which form? Parabrahma. And then you are seeing this form. This is which Brahma? I hope you are able to understand. So this is Parabrahma. That is what? Shabda Brahma. Now there is a deep relationship between Parabrahma and Shabda Brahma. Does anybody know what is the relationship between Parabrahma and Shabda Brahma? Can anybody tell me?
Sound is the relationship between the two.
Okay.
Identical.
Sound
Same.
Identical? No, one of them is printed on paper.
Krishna and his name, form, pastimes, paraphernalia, all.
Yeah. We say, they are Krishna, his name is non-different. Non-different matlab kya? Absolute non-difference, or there is still some difference?
Through Shabda Brahma we can,
Parabrahma.
through Shabda Brahma. Yes, we can reach to Parabrahma.
Chalo, somebody is thinking on the correct path. Very nice. Hardar Sundar Prabhu. You are thinking deeply about it now. Yeah, often it is said there is no difference between Krishna and his name, form, quality, pastime. That non-difference is good, but there is also some difference. The difference, dear devotees, is that Parabrahma is known as, please repeat, Vachya. That is denoted. And Shabda Brahma is known as Vachaka. That is denoter. I hope you are able to understand. Shabda Brahma is the denoter, Parabrahma is the denoted. Shabda Brahma points to which Brahma? Parabrahma. So this, dear devotees, is denoter and denoted. Now I will tell you something special about denoter and denoted, Vachya and Vachak. Vachak is known as denoter. For example, Prabhu, your good name? Abhinav. Abhinav is the Vachak. I hope you are able to understand the term. If I write on a piece of paper Abhinav, that is the Vachak, and he is the Vachya. The name written on a piece of paper is the denoter, and this person, this wonderful devotee is whom? Denoted. Now there is a difference between Vachak and Vachya in his case, because tomorrow he will get initiated, he will change his name. I hope you are able to understand. Or he may become dissatisfied with his name, he may go to the government and say, I want to change my name. So that proves that there was some difference, difference between Vachak and Vachya. But in this case, dear devotees, Vachak and Vachya have no difference at all, because Vachak and Vachya are considered to be non-different in this way. Because Vachak points to whom? Vachya. Alright, denoter points to denoted. And the Vachak is never going to change. Is Shabda Brahma going to change? No. It's never going to change. Therefore, there is an eternal relationship between Vachak and Vachya. This is the Sambandha, the relationship that exists between Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma. We have to learn the technical terms, dear devotees. Without learning the technical terms, we will not be able to understand the concept. The previous acharyas have given these technical terms. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan and Sri Rupa Goswami mentioned these technical terms in their literature. Acha, dear devotees, now there is something wonderful about both Brahmas. Which are the two Brahmas we mentioned? Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma. Right? So, dear devotees, Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan says something about both of them. Please repeat after me. मत्स्य कूर्मादिभिरूपये यथा वाच्यो बहुर्भवे वाचकोऽपि तथार्गादि भावात् बहुरुदीर्यते. Dear devotees, we have a relationship between Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma. Shabda Brahma is Vachak. What is it? Denoter. Parabrahma is Vachya. Vachya means denoted. Dear devotees, in the Parabrahma, in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the original form of Parabrahma?
Krishna.
The original personality of Godhead. Who is that? Sri Krishna. Alright? And what? Krishna is the original Parabrahma. Who is Krishna? Original Parabrahma. Now who is the original Shabda Brahma? Srimad Bhagavatam. Alright. Good try, Prabhuji. Srimad Bhagavatam was the last one to be manifest after all the Vedas and Puranas came. Okay. Which is the original Shabda Brahma?
The words of Supreme Personality of God.
So they all are. Okay, they all are. The original. Ah, wonderful. Something came from the sky. Who said? Om Ekakaksharam Brahma. Pranav is the original Shabda Brahma. What is Pranav, dear devotees? So this is the original Shabda Brahma. And who is the original Parabrahma? Krishna. I hope you are able to understand. Keep two compartments in your mind. The original Parabrahma is whom? Krishna. The original Shabda Brahma is whom? Om. Then, dear devotees, Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan says, Matsya Kurma Adi Bhi Rupair. Does Parabrahma stay alone or take many forms? Matsya Kurma, etc. Many forms. Yatha Vachyo Bahur. The Vachya becomes multiple. Similarly, Vachakopi. So, Shabda Brahma also doesn't stay alone. He also takes incarnations. Tatha Rig Adi. The first form, first appearance is which Ved? Rig Ved. Second is which Ved? Sam Ved. Third is which Ved? Yajur Ved. Atharva is not a separate Veda, it is Parishishta, it is supplementary portion. Originally Vedas are divided into how many? 3. Also sometimes divided into 4 when the supplementary portion is counted. Alright, Rig, Sam and Yaju are the 3. And then after that come the Itihasas. What are the 2 main Itihasas? Then come the Sutra literature. Which are the main sutras? Vedanta Sutras, Mimamsa Sutras, Jaimini's Mimamsa Sutras, and Vyasadev's Vedanta Sutras. And then come the Puranas. Which are the Puranas, dear devotees? 18 Puranas. So did Shabda Brahma take many incarnations? Yes or no? Yes. Just as Parabrahma took many incarnations. This is the translation. Prabhu, kindly read.
Just as the Vachya, the denoted Supreme Lord, takes on multiple forms, that is Matsya, Kurma, etc. Similarly, the Vachak, the denoting Shabda Brahma, takes many forms, that is Rigved, Puranas, etc.
So dear devotees, this is the relationship between Shabda Brahma and Parabrahma. Always understand that today, dear devotees, we are understanding this special relationship because we should understand that there is a big difference between any ordinary book and Shastra. Shastra is directly Vigraha of Bhagwan. It is directly Bhagwan coming in the form of sound vibration. That, dear devotees, is Shastra. Shastra, as Mataji said, is apaurushaya. It was not composed by a human being who has 4 defects. Like, what are the 4 defects of a human being?
Cheating properly, always under illusion, forgetfulness.
Alright. See, all our Shastra we learnt in English. अरे वाह वाह वाह, very nice. चलो try, Prabhuji, try. Yes. बोलो. Very nice. Or please repeat. Brahma, Pramad, Vipralipsa, Karana, Patav. These are the 4 defects of all human beings, and these defects are not present in Shastra. Now I will tell you one by one what are the 4 defects. Please hear carefully. Although we may know the English translation, illusion, cheating, tendency, making, we know. But in detail we should know what are the 4 defects. First defect is Brahma. What is the first defect? Brahma. Brahma means falling in illusion. When we don't even know what is the real thing and we mistake the reality for something else. This is known as Brahma. When we don't even know what is the reality. For example, a person is walking in the night and in the night, dead of the night, he sees a rope, what is actually a rope. But by mistake he perceives it to be a what? This is classic example of the first defect. What is the first defect? Brahma. Does he know that it is a rope? No. He doesn't even have knowledge that it is a rope. So dear devotees, whatever ignorance is perceived because you don't even know the real thing, that is known as what? Brahma. Second is Pramad. Pramad means you know what is the real thing. Still you make mistakes because of inattention. For example, a student in the English exam, he wants to write something, an essay, and then he wants to write the spelling of there. So T-H-E-I-R is the spelling. He knows the spelling, but due to inattention he comes and T-H-E-R-E. How many of us have done this, dear devotees, in our childhood? This dear devotee, he knows what is the correct spelling. It's not that he doesn't know, but still due to inattention he ends up making a mistake. This is which defect? Pramad. Acha, dear devotees, third is Vipralipsa. Vipralipsa is cheating tendency. A person knows what is the real thing. A person knows that he is committing a mistake, but still he deliberately commits a mistake. Deliberately commits a mistake. This, dear devotees, is known as what? Vipralipsa. For example, teacher catches a child stealing and the child asks the child, did you steal? What is the child going to say? Yes or no? No. Child knows what is the truth. Child knows that it is speaking lies, but still the child speaks lies. This is third, Vipralipsa, also known in English as cheating tendency. And fourth is Karana Patav. Karan means instrument, senses. Apatav, they are defective. They can't see things very far away, very close, and they can't perceive objects which are very complex. These 4 defects are present in all human beings, but 4 defects are not present in one Praman. Which Praman, dear devotees? Shastra Praman or Shabda Praman. Therefore, dear devotees, we have to, in order to make good progress in the very first step, we should have Shraddha in which Praman? Shastra Praman. Now, how do we study Shastra properly, dear devotees? Please understand. When we get Shastra in our hand, Bhagavad Gita, alright? Let's say we have Bhagavad Gita in our hand. How to study Bhagavad Gita properly? According to Shastra. Shastra tells us how to study Shastra. Would you like to hear from Shastra how to study Shastra? Yes? Not from somebody's imagination. Alright? I think you should study like this. No. Shastra should be studied in the following manner. Sri Vyasadeva specifies. Shastra should be studied in 5 ways. How many ways? 5 ways. Please repeat after me. Padachedah padarthokte Vigraho vakya yojana Akshepasya samadhanam Vyakhyanam panchalakshanam. Vyakhyan is complete explanation of Shastra. It consists of Panchalakshana. How many aspects, dear devotees? 5 aspects. Please hear carefully. First aspect, please repeat after me. Padacheda. Break down the text into individual terms. No, you don't have to repeat that. Break down the text into individual terms. You get the first verse of the Gita. What is the first verse of the Gita? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yutsava mamaka pandavasyaiva imakurvata sanjaya. Bhagavad Gita has other verses also, not only 2 verses. Dear devotees, Now break it down into individual terms. What is the first term? Dharma Kshetre. Second term? Third term? Samaveta. That is where the correction starts happening. Samaveta. Fourth? Yuyutsava. Fifth? Mamakaha. Sixth? Pandavaha. Sixth? Cha. Eighth? Deva. Ninth? Kim. 10th? 11th? Sanjaya. है कि नहीं? This is first step. What is the first step known as? Padacheda. Give close attention to word for word. How the verse was broken into individual terms. Sometimes we are just taking opening and just read. Let's read the translation. Anyways, the essence is in the translation, isn't it? If every time we are looking for the essence, the devotees, actually the efforts are highly diluted. The details are in the word for word. Where are the details? In the word for word. Padacheda. Break it down word for word. Now we broke it down word for word. Okay? Next. Second step, dear devotees. Please repeat. Padarthokti. Pada artha ukti. Explain the meaning of each and every term. So, dear devotees, first term, what was the first term? Dharma Kshetre. What is the meaning of Dharma Kshetre? Wonderful. Chalo, Abhinav Prabhu knows. In the place of Dharma. Alright, chalo, in the place of Dharma. Second term was? What is Kurukshetra mean? Just wait a minute.
Kurukshetra, place of Kurukshetra.
In Kurukshetra. Chalo, theek hai. Third is which term?
Samaveta.
Samaveta. What does Samaveta mean? I don't help him. He has to. Samaveta. What does Samaveta mean?
Essence.
Essence.
Ascend. I don't.
Oh, see, this is where the mistake was made, hai na? So one place we have to help Abhinav Prabhu. Who knows what is the meaning of Samaveta?
Assemble.
Having assembled. Okay. Fourth term is Yuyutsava. What is the meaning of Yuyutsava, Abhinav Prabhu? See? Oh my goodness, Abhinav, let's help Abhinav Prabhu. What is the meaning of Yuyutsava? Desirous of fighting. Alright, chalo, theek hai. Fifth term is Mamakaha. What is meaning of Mamakaha? My sons.
Yeah, this Dhritarashtra is asking.
Pandavaha.
Pandavas.
Sons of Pandu. Kim.
What did they do?
Let Abhinav Prabhu reply. Kim. What? Akurvata. Oh my goodness. Did they do? What did they do? Sanjaya? Oh, Sanjay. Oh, now everything is clear. Okay, once again I'll ask you. Dharma Kshetre?
Place of Dharma.
In
In the place of Dharma.
Kurukshetre?
In Kurukshetra.
In Kurukshetra. Samaveta?
Assemble.
Having assembled. Yuyutsava? See, this is where we come to know where hard work is supposed to be performed. Alright? Okay. Mamakaha? My son. Pandavaha? Cha? And Kim? What? Akurvata? Sanjaya? Padarthokti. Okay? This is second. Hard work begins. Third, dear devotees, please repeat. Vigraha. Vigraha means explaining the grammatical breakdown of which terms? Difficult terms. Some terms are difficult. Dharma Kshetre. What is the meaning of Dharma Kshetre?
Place of Dharma.
Place of Dharma. Why is Kurukshetra place of Dharma?
Because the demigod used to perform the austerity there.
Arre wah. Somebody has studied, huh? Chalo Mataji, please tell me. Why? Because?
Because the demigods used to perform the austerity there.
Okay.
It's all religious activities are happening.
Okay, but how can we say that religious? We have not seen. So, the Vedas say, Kurukshetram Devanam Devayajanam Sarvesham Bhutanam Brahmasadanam. In the Vedas it is said Kurukshetra is a place of sacrifice even for the Devatas. Chalo, therefore it is which Kshetra? Dharma Kshetra. So Vigraha is explaining how difficult terms are there. And fourth, dear devotees, is what? Please repeat. Vakya Yojana. Then we form a meaningful sentence by showing connections between the various terms. This is also known as Anvay. Now let me do the Anvay, dear devotees. Please hear carefully. Sanjaya, O Sanjay, Dharma Kshetre, in the place of Dharma, Kurukshetre, known as Kurukshetra, Samaveta, having assembled, Yuyutsavaha, with a desire to fight, Mamakaha, my sons, Cha Eva, and Pandavaha, the sons of Pandu, Kim Akurvata, what did they do? I hope you are able to understand. This is known as Vakya Yojana. Now I made a sentence using the words. And fifth and last step, dear devotees, please repeat. Akshepasya samadhanam. Then the explanations of the verse are given and various doubts are resolved. This is the fifth and final step. This is Panchalakshanam. This is how you understand Shastra in how many steps? 5 steps. Dear devotees, now an akshep, a doubt arises. Kim akurvata. Sanjay is saying, Dhritarashtra is saying, what did they do? Dhritarashtra should say, what are they doing?
Because it happened already.
What happened?
It happened already.
The Bhagavad Gita was spoken already.
Oh, now we come to know. Dear devotees, the Bhagavad Gita is not being spoken live. I hope you are able to understand. The Bhagavad Gita is not being spoken live. We may have watched a TV serial which shows that the Bhagavad Gita is being spoken live. If we read the original Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, Sanjay was on the battlefield. The first 10 days, Sanjay was on the battlefield. On the 10th day, Bhishma falls. When Bhishma falls, Sanjay returns to Hastinapur and tells Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra, your main person has fallen. Who has fallen? Bhishma. Now nothing can be said about the safety of your sons. So Dhritarashtra becomes anxious. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre guru kshetre samaveta yutsava mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Aisa kya kiya ki Bhishma fell on the 10th day. This, dear devotees, is the background. The Bhagavad Gita is being narrated in past tense. Which tense? Past tense. ऐसा है, ठीक है? So these are 5 ways of understanding Shastra. ठीक है? Now this, dear devotees, is how all of us should understand. Now, dear devotees, just because we have 5 steps doesn't mean that we will immediately understand Shastra. So complete understanding will still take some time. Dear devotees, in the Mahabharata it is specified. Please repeat after me. कालेन पादं लभते तथार्थं ततश्च पादं गुरुयोगतश्च उत्साहयोगेन च पादमृच्छे शास्त्रेण पादं च ततोऽभियाति पादं means 1/4. 1/4 sincere students attain a quarter of the meanings by passage of time. 1/4 will be attained only by what? Passage of time. 1/4 will be attained by staying with the Guru. 1/4 will be attained by his own enthusiasm of studying the book. And 1/4 will be attained by mutual discussion of Shastra with other students. So those people who say just take the books and study, that is only how much of the knowledge, dear devotees? 1/4. Remaining 1/4 is by direct association of whom? Guru. Rest of the 1/4 is by mutual discussion with other students. And last 1/4 is only with the passage of time. After some time passes, then why is Dhritarashtra saying Kim Akurvata? I hope one fine day you are meditating on the verse. Suddenly the realization dawns. Is Bhagavad Gita in past tense? So then you come and find it out. Oh yes, Bhagavad Gita is in which tense? Past tense. I hope you are able to understand. So this is how Shastra is understood. Reading Shastra is not part-time business. Reading Shastra is which time business? Full-time business. For those who want to take it seriously, Shastra is full-time occupation. for the living entity. And therefore our previous acharyas, all the previous many generations, in order to make their life better, their devotees, they resorted to one praman. And which praman was that? Shastra praman. And they lived their life according to Shastra. And that made their life very joyous and happy in many more ways. Dear devotees, but still, according to our attitude, we will also read Shastra. Different people have different attitudes, so there is no forcing anybody. Now you should read Shastra because Shastra is Shabda Brahma, and you know Shabda Brahma is the direct body of the Lord. So even after saying this, some people will not take it seriously, some people will take it very seriously. Why Sri Rupa Goswami says it is the attitude of the follower. Rupa Goswami statement, please repeat after me. Yavat kshudasti jatare jaratha pipasa. Yavat kshudasti jatare jaratha pipasa. Tavat sukhaya bhavato nanubhakshyave. Tavat sukhaya bhavato nanubhakshyave. Yavat kshudasti, to the degree that one is hungry. Jaratha pipasa, to the degree that one is thirsty. Tavat sukhaya bhavato nanubhakshyave. After Nirjala Ekadashi, the first morsel of food, how much happiness it gives? The first gulp of water after Nirjala Ekadashi, how much happiness it gives? Immense happiness. And if a morsel of food is given after having a heavy lunch, how much happiness does it give? It gives distress. Nahi chahiye, bas. But gulab jamun and everything, all nice sweets are there, rasgulla, we have multiple chappan bhog. Will you eat, Prabhu? Why? Already full. Samajh mein? So this, dear devotees, is Yavat kshudasti. Please read the translation, Prabhu.
Eating and drinking are pleasurable to the degree that one is experiencing hunger and thirst.
Such a simple principle. What a deep meaning. Why don't people find that taste for Shastra? Because people are not thirsty or hungry. Why? Already satisfied with other things. What are the other things? So they till the time that after many births, then the samskar starts. Oh, every life I am doing the same thing. Taking birth. A for apple, B for bat, then growing up and going to school, and then making a career. Amongst 84 lakh species of life, only one species makes a career, by the way. But then making a career, then getting married, and going through relationship troubles, then having kids, then raising kids, then paying for their school, paying for their college, then getting old, getting humiliated and dying. Back to round one. A for apple. Then getting old and dying. Back to round one.
No guarantee.
After few lives, I think something is wrong with the world. तब तक बुद्धि खुलती नहीं, समझ में? जिसका बुद्धि पे ताला लगा है, समझ में भाई? बुद्धि पे ताला क्यों है? अभी तक that thing has not dawned upon the head that there is something wrong with the world. Yudhishthir Maharaj says, Ahanyani bhutani gachanti hayamalayam sheshastavaram ichanti kimascharya atah param. Ahani bhutani, daily he sees people are dying. But he thinks I will live forever. है ना? So dear devotees, it's very important that we should see ourselves die. It's very important. We should see ourselves die. Can we see ourselves in the last moment of our life, lying down somewhere? We should be a comfortable bed, even in death. Can we see ourselves in the last moment of our life? Can we visualize? Can we think of that time when we will be breathing our last?
Yes, I have thought about it so many times.
Oh, wonderful.
If I will remember Krishna at that time.
Oh, wonderful. So one person has thought about it. Rest of us have to think about it now. Dear devotees, please think about that moment when we will be breathing our last. And the next life is staring in our eyes. The next life is saying, welcome. Huh? I am prepared to erase your memories of painful memories of this life, so that you can start again. Do you want to have a fresh start? Arey? Fresh start. All relationship issues resolved.
A for apple.
New fresh body. New relationship.
I have thought about that too, Prabhu. It's I have thought about that too.
Abhinav Prabhu, fresh start. Acha, he just started. अभी तक शादी नहीं हुआ है ना?
स्टार्ट भी नहीं किया
करियर स्टेज में है।
हाँ?
करियर स्टेज में है।
तो करियर एबीसी हो गया, करियर पहुंच गया।
One thing, so there's a famous Prabhupada quote, and it talks about when we sleep, we die, and we go to another place. So you don't have to wait for visualizing last minute. Every time we sleep, we are actually dead.
Okay. So that is one way of saying that when we sleep we die. But what I am speaking about is Mrityu Sarva Haras Chaham.
Correct.
That death which will come with the condition of snatching away everything. And we know that everything is going to be snatched away at this point of time. So this, dear devotees, how many of us want to get recycled? Nahi? You want? Acha, he'll listen to the first lecture. As long as you have one thing. What thing?
Prema.
Prema.
Krishna Prema. Chalo, theek hai. But no. Dear devotees, it is difficult to get recycled in the world. It's a painful experience. Therefore, one should make a plan to attain the highest goal of life as soon as possible. And it is available only if we put the first step correctly. What is the first step on the path of bhakti? Shraddha. Shraddha means Shraddha in which entity? Shastra. Shraddha is Shraddha. Proper Shastra Shraddha will lead us to the correct conclusion of life. And improper Shraddha, which means putting Shraddha in a human being instead of putting Shraddha in Shastra. Even if we put faith in Guru, we put faith in Guru because the Guru is speaking what?
Shastra.
In Sadhu, Guru and Shastra, these are the three limbs. One limb is independent. Which limb is independent? Shastra. Shastra certifies Guru. Guru doesn't certify Shastra. Shastra certifies Sadhu. Sadhu doesn't give a certificate to Shastra. In these three, which is the independent limb? Shastra is, because this limb represents directly whom? Parabrahma. It is Shabda Brahma which represents whom? Parabrahma. This, dear devotees, is the understanding. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada says, I will pause with this quote. Please repeat, Prabhuji.
Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower.
Very important. All advancement in Krishna Bhakti depends on what? Attitude of the follower. As long as the proper attitude, because Krishna consciousness is not about exerting yourself physically. Advancement is not mainly about exerting yourself physically. Advancement in Krishna Bhakti is about proper attitude of the follower. One who has that proper attitude, that person will succeed. One who doesn't have the proper attitude, for them, better luck next time. Dear devotees, that is what is the message of the Shastra. So dear devotees, I'd like to pause at this particular point of time. Thank you very much. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidvamsah purayantu tat. Yadatra saushthavam kinchit tat guroreva menahi. Yadatra skalitam kinchit. If I made any mistakes in what I said, vidvamsah, you are learned devotees, purayantu tat. Please correct any mistakes. yadatra saushthavam kinchit. But if there is anything nice in what I said, please remember, tad guroreva, it belongs to my gurujanas. May nahi, it doesn't belong to me. Dear devotees, all of that what I spoke came from the previous acharyas. Sri Rupa Goswami, who at one point of time was a government servant in his householder life, and every year he was earning a boatload of gold coins. Gold coins, his income was not in plastic currency. His income was gold coins, direct gold coins he used to earn, dear devotees. At one point of time he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Rupa Goswami gave up everything. अब कुछ नहीं करना, एक ही चीज करना, Bhakti Yoga. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him the first step, Adav Shraddha. Shraddha should be in what, dear devotees? Shastra. Therefore Sri Rupa Goswami composed so many wonderful shastras for inculcating Bhakti Yoga in the devotees, and he was the one who wrote Adav Shraddha. First and foremost, you should have proper Shraddha. Then, dear devotees, the path of progress will be clear. Get the first step wrong, प्रथम ग्रासे मक्खी का पाता, पहले घास में मक्खी गिर गया, समझ में आया? ऐसा होगा, वो नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है? So this we should not happen. So thank you very much, dear devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So, is it time for Q&A? Prabhuji? All right. If somebody wants to ask a question, or somebody has a doubt or criticism, I didn't like this. So this is now is the time to say.
Prabhu, you said the attitude matters a lot.
Yes.
So, sorry, Prabhu. Thank you for the very nice class you gave us. And you said the attitude matters a lot in the progress of bhakti. So can you please, like, attitude means like, you know, like without taking things for granted, we have to follow the shastras and the Guru Parampara, and also like when we learn Bhagavad Gita, we say, you know, see everyone, see Krishna in everyone, like, so is that the attitude like you were talking about?
Okay. What is the attitude of a person who wants to progress nicely on the path? So Sri Rupa Goswami defines the attitude in 6 steps. What happened? Just a minute. Wait. I'll fix it. It will be fixed now. It's okay. Please repeat after me, dear devotees. Utsaha Nishchaya Dhairya.
Utsaha Nishchaya Dhairya.
Tat Karma Pravartana.
Tat Karma Pravartana.
Sangatyagan Sato Vritte.
Sangatyagan Sato Vritte.
Bhakti Prasidhyati. Bhakti Prasidhyati. Rupa Goswami, the most wonderful personality, explaining what is proper attitude. First and foremost, Utsaha. Utsaha means a person has innate enthusiasm about executing bhakti. Oh no, the devotees didn't treat me nicely, so now I have no utsaha. That utsaha. Despite people not treating you nicely, still a devotee should have what? Utsaha. That is proper attitude. Why? Because Rupa Goswami also had what? Utsaha. Rupa Goswami's brother Sanatan Goswami was imprisoned by Nawab Hussain Shah. Rupa Goswami's other brother Vallabh, he died very early. Jiva Goswami's father, he died very early. He's not going, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my brother died. Another brother is in prison. You are Bhagwan. What are you doing? No. Your devotees. Rupa Goswami is very mature. He understands. Negative or positive reactions come according to one's previous karma. Therefore, Tattenu Gambam Susamikshmano Gunjana Evatma Kritam Vipakam Ridvagva Purbir Vidadan Namaste Jivetya Mukti Pade Sadaya Bhag. Whenever negative reaction comes, I must have committed some incorrect activity in the past. Therefore, I am suffering in the present. For this reason, acha theek hai. If I am suffering, no problem. Still, I will maintain something. What will I maintain? Utsaha. Enthusiasm. Now, I have to execute devotional service. I hope you are able to understand. This is known as what? Utsaha. Chalo, get ready to execute devotional service, to execute angas of bhakti. Second, Nishchayat. In this life, I will make it. I hope you are able to understand. What is Nischay? And confidence in this life, I am going to make it. 100%. Whatever time I have left, in this life I will make it. Dhairya. And I am willing to wait. Patience is there in me. Chalega. Even if the result doesn't come for a long time, still I am going to continue the process. Oh no, Krishna, 10 years since I started chanting, nothing is happening. Better I would have invested in earning money. Shudra. Dhairya. Dhairya means what? Patience. Have little patience. After millions of lives, you are beginning. Wait. Bhakti is not instant coffee. Dhairya. Fourth, tat karma pravartanat. Engaging those respective limbs of bhakti nicely. Sanga tyagat. Avoid association of non-devotees. Oh, but my friends, they were so close to me. My relatives, oh, they are very dear to me. I can't do it, Krishna, in this life. Please forgive me. Okay, better luck next life. No. Sanga tyagat. Rupa Goswami will say, Sanga tyago vidurena bhagavad vimukhai jana in Bhakti Rasamrita. Vidurena, dur se chhod dena. Those who are not favorable to Bhagavan. Sanga tyago vidurena bhagavad vimukhai jana. One of the 64 limbs of Bhakti, 11 to 20 limbs of Bhakti, negative limbs, he specifies. Dur se tyag dena. Those people who are averse to Bhagavan. So, Sanga Tyaga Sato Vritti, and take the vritti, take the lifestyle of a sadhu. This is the proper attitude for somebody who wants to progress. Alright, but that person you will find is rare who has that proper attitude. Why? Because society has many pressures on our mind. Peer pressure is so huge. Society says, you will listen to Rupa Goswami, you will not listen to us. For you, Rupa Goswami is dearer than us. Abhinav Prabhu. So Abhinav Prabhu has to muster up the strength. And you have to say, yes. Yes, he's dearer. Alright? And then if the time comes when we will develop that strength, we will say, chalo. Utsaha, Nishchay, Dhairya, Tat Karma Pravartan, Sanga Tyag, Sato Vritti. Adopting the life of a sadhu. Not adopting the life of a materialist. Adopting the life of a sadhu. Shadbihi, by these 6, Bhakti Prasidhyati. Bhakti will advance. And if you do against this, then Bhakti Vinashyati. Bhakti will be gradually destroyed. Then after 15 years, oh Prabhu, I got stagnated, what to do? Of course you got stagnated. You did exactly those things which Rupa Goswami prescribed for stagnation. So that, dear devotee, this is proper attitude. And would you like to see improper attitude? Yes, dear devotees, improper attitude. In verse number 2 of Nectar of Instruction. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha bhakti vinashyati. Atyahar, let me gather as much as possible. Tomorrow I will execute bhakti. Today I will gather. समझ में आ रहा है? This is what Atyahar. For that gathering, you are giving yourself such a headache. The devotee is that in the current we are not executing bhakti. No, right now let me save. Collect as much as possible. When I have good money, then I will execute bhakti. समझ में आ रहा है? So Prabhupada used to tell the story of Alexander. Alexander came to meet an Indian sadhu. Have you heard the story? So, those of you who have not heard, Alexander wanted to meet an Indian sadhu. The sadhu refused, said, who is Alexander? I don't know. So Alexander came in front of him and said, I am Alexander the Great. So sadhu said, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahma for me, absolute truth. You and me, there is no difference. He was impersonalist. You and me, there is no difference. So Alexander said, don't you know who I am? So, who are you? I am Alexander. Acha? So what? What do you want to do? I will conquer your country. Okay, then I will enjoy all the riches. Okay, then and then I will have all the facilities. Okay, then and then I will sit down nicely. That's what I am doing right now. you don't need atyahar in order to do bhakti. Bhakti can begin at any point of time. Causeless it is. Atyahara prayasascha. Too much effort. Oh, if I don't clear this competitive exam, what is the use of becoming a devotee? Oh, if I don't get this job, what is the use of becoming a devotee? Oh, if I don't earn this much money, what is the use of becoming a devotee? समझ में आया ना? ऐसी भक्ति देवी is a बगीचे का माली. She has to give us some result in order for her to be useful in our life. So prayas and prajalpo, after becoming devotee also, then trying to speak non-devotional things always. That is known as what? Prajalpo. And niyamagraha, not properly understanding the rules and regulations and forcing the rules and regulations is called as what? Niyamagraha. Acha, I will go back to Godhead by chanting rounds. Okay, I will chant 64 rounds. Arey, wait. Thoda patience, na? You have to chant in a regulated manner. Every day you should be able to chant the same number of rounds. I hope you are able to understand. If you do too much also, you will lose respect. Too less also, you will slacken. Therefore, select a proper quantity in guidance of the Guru. Medicine, wonderful. Jana Sangascha, and if you associate with worldly people, those people will put their ideas in your mind. You remember how much a great time we had long time ago. याद है क्या? हाँ? कितना अच्छा दिन था? हाँ? क्या हो गया तुमको? हाँ? क्या बन गया तुम? हाँ? अभिनव प्रभु? क्या बन गया तुम? ये क्या तिलक लगा घूम रहे हैं? सब ठीक तो है ना? मैं अभी भी हूँ तुम्हारे लिए. अच्छा समझ में आ रहा है? जनसंघश्च and laulyamcha. Laulyam means not fixed in bhakti. He wants to explore everything. Today I will see Buddhism, tomorrow Bhakti, day after tomorrow Taoism, day after that Confucian philosophy, day after that कुछ और. समझ में आ रहा है? इसको कहते हैं लौल्यम. What is this known as? लौल्यम. एक जगह पे नहीं बैठेगा. So that is by these 6 bhakti is vinashyati. What is the meaning of vinashyati? It is gradually cut down. So this, dear devotees, is incorrect attitude, and previous verse was correct attitude. Bhakti depends on the advancement in bhakti depends on the attitude of the follower in a single sentence. ठीक है माताजी? I hope that clarifies. All right. Anybody else?
I have one question, Prabhuji. How Shabda Brahma converted into Shastra?
How Shabda Brahma converted?
The Shastras.
Shabda Brahma is originally called Shruti. Shruti means it first emanated from the breathing of the Supreme Lord. So it is said in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. अस्य महतो भूतस्य निश्वसितं यदेतद् ऋग्वेदो यजुर्वेद सामवेद अथर्वांगीरस इतिहास पुराणं विद्या उपनिषद श्लोक सूत्राणि अनुव्याख्यानि सर्वाणि निश्वसितानि. The 4 Vedas, Itihasas, Puranas, aphorisms, purports have all emanated from the breathing of the infinite supreme controller. In the beginning of the creation, from the breathing of Bhagwan, all the Vedic literature came. Then when Brahma was produced, all the Vedic literature was given also to the first living entity, Brahma, within his heart. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. So then, when Brahma received it, then he passed on by medium of sound to his disciple, Narad. Narad passed on to his disciple Vyas. Then Vyasadeva, when he realized that Kali Yuga has arrived, people don't remember in their memories are very short. Therefore, at least let's write it down. So then Vyasadeva arranged for it to write it down, and then it was written down. Before this age of Kali Yuga began. But before that, it was memory based. People had good memory of remembering Shastra. You go even today, you go to a Rigvedi Pathshala, a Rigvedi Brahmin school, they will memorize many sections of the Rigveda. And they will memorize with the proper accent. The Udatta, Anudatta, Swarit, proper accent they will memorize and tell you. So that is why writing was necessary. So that is how Shabda Brahma, which is traditionally passed down through Shruti, oral reception, was written down by Vyasadeva. Alright, so this is what it is. I hope that clarifies?
Yes.
Okay, chalo. Anybody else? Yes.
That's it, Prabhu. I think my voice is loud enough.
Oh, no, other can hear.
Prabhu, You said to have the attitude, what is actually by the Rupa Goswami, that is the person who wanted to make advancement in the spiritual life. But person who is in a neophyte stage, where the one day mind is this way and the other day the mind is saying, oh, when मेरे किस्मत में होगा तब शुरुआत होगा, अभी this is not the right time for me to do the bhakti, and then come into the association of the devotee, then the attitude is actually making little progress. So somebody who is in a neophyte stage, how they can make a progress into the spiritual life?
So somebody who is in the neophyte stage, which means that they have Shraddha, but the Shraddha is very Komal Shraddha. Komal means it is very soft and pliable Shraddha. How do they make advancement? Because ये तो भाग्य में होगा तो भगवान देगा भक्ति, नहीं तो नहीं देगा, है ना? हाँ, तो वो हेडेक भी भगवान को दे दिया. हाँ, करेक्ट एटीट्यूड का हेडेक भी किसको दे दिया? भगवान को. भगवान को इच्छा होगी तो करेक्ट एटीट्यूड देगा, नहीं तो जैसा है भगवान चाहिए तो ले लो वरना छोड़ दो, ऐसा. So this attitude some people have. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains in the beginning of Madhurya Kadambini something. I'll point it out because the exact answer is given in Madhurya Kadambini in the beginning, and okay, see, Tatra Bhakti Adhikarinam Prathamaham Shraddha. For those who are entering Bhakti, what is the first step? Shraddha. Sacha, and what is Shraddha? Tat Shastrarthe Drid Pratyayamahi. To have firm faith in respective Shastras. Again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the same understanding of Shraddha. Alright. And Sacha, and this Shraddha is of two types. First, please repeat. Swabhaviki. Swabhaviki means naturally it is coming from previous lives. I hope you are able to understand. That is which Shraddha? अभी इधर बोला कौन सा श्रद्धा? स्वाभाविकी. Innate Shraddha, which is coming from which lives? Previous life. You see some person in bhakti, immediately they are ready. I will make progress. इसका मतलब their Shraddha is of which category? स्वाभाविकी. अच्छा, if you don't have स्वाभाविकी then? फिर second, केनापि बलाद उत्पादिता च. Now from somebody else's force, then it can be produced. I hope you are able to understand. So that is known as second type. Balotpadita and Swabhaviki. So if you don't have Swabhaviki Shraddha, get a person who has Swabhaviki Shraddha. Okay? And then you see that person, and then see how they are. See, you can get a person. I'll give you a very simple example. You get a person you get a child to play piano. You give him the piano for the first time, and he is trying to play. He doesn't have Swabhaviki. He doesn't have that innate ability to play the piano. Okay? Make him sit next to Mozart. 10 दिन के बाद you see how he will look at Mozart. थोड़ा. अरे हाँ, समझ में आया? उसके बाद after 10 days he will also develop. समझ में आया? So that is how balad utpadita, how you produce Shraddha by force of the Shraddha of another person. So these are two types of Shraddha that are there. So a person should not just sit there. Therefore, Rupa Goswami says proper attitude was sato vritte, accept the life of a sadhu. That associate with a sadhu and then accept whatever they are doing. And then very quickly one will develop good amount of Shraddha. And it will become as good as Swabhaviki Shraddha. The sadhu has the ability to plant that Shraddha in our hearts. And then it will become our Swabhav. And then we will have that same Shraddha. It's so easy. You sit next to Mozart and you ask him, why should I play the piano? है कि नहीं? हाँ? आज if somebody were to tell us we should play the piano every day for 4 hours, तो हमारा मन क्या बोलेगा? Yes or no? No. क्यों? Why? What will I get? है ना? हाँ? Sit next to Mozart for 10 days, he will convince you why you should play piano. है कि नहीं? हाँ? So today जब भक्ति करना है, हाँ क्यों करना है? क्या जरूरत है? अब सब तो ठीक चल रहा है. Sit next to an उत्तम अधिकारी, then he will tell you सब ठीक नहीं चल रहा है. So that is important. ठीक है? It's important to have balad utpadita Shraddha if we don't have Swabhaviki Shraddha. Okay, I hope that
Yes, yes.
this is the precise. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur knew somebody in 2024 will ask a question. So he wrote the answer 500, 300 years ago. Okay? This is your answer. Okay, Mataji?
Thank
you. Straight from Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, answer personally made for you. Alright. So, anybody else? Arey wow.
Everyone understood everything.
Everyone understood. We still have some time for one or two queries. Okay? If somebody wants to ask anything, now is the time.
They write to put the questions.
Oh, yeah. Please frame the best possible question.
I have a question not related to this.
Okay, sure.
So question is, should we ritualistically chant 16 or more rounds, or chant rounds that actually invoke Krishna?
Arey wow, very nice question. Should we ritualistically chant 16 rounds, or we should chant by actually invoking Krishna
And Guru.
and Guru? Okay, wonderful. So I will give answers from Sadhu as well as Shastra. So दोनों answers I will give. First and foremost, let's take Srila Prabhupada's words, because Srila Prabhupada will say something. I will specify. Alright, I have showed this yesterday also. Okay? So somebody who can read this nicely, please read. Mataji, you can read loud. Your voice is good enough. We trust you. Okay? Mataji, read loudly.
Giving up.
No, the highlighted portion.
Simply if you.
Prabhu, please read.
अच्छा चश्मा. Okay, ठीक है. Please read, Prabhuji.
Simply if you are engaged in Krishna's business with
Preeti Purvakam.
Preeti Purvakam, with love, not as hackneyed. Here is a duty, chanting of Hare Krishna. All right, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Chant very quickly and indistinctly. Not like that. With the Preeti, with love, chant every name. Hare Krishna, and here is Krishna, here is Radharani. That kind of a chanting quality. Not Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Not like that. Not like that. Preeti.
अरे वाह. Once again, I will read the paragraph for effect. All the Prabhu gave good effect. Simply, if you are engaged in Krishna's business, Preeti Purvakam, with love, not as hackneyed, not mechanical. Here is a duty, chanting of Hare Krishna. All right, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Not like that. With Preeti, with love, chant every name, Hare Krishna. And here is Krishna, here is Radharani. That kind of chanting quality, not like that, not like that. Preeti, these dear devotees. This is reply from Srila Prabhupada. Okay? Now, the reply from the previous acharyas is mentioned by Sri Jiva Goswami in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sri Jiva Goswami says in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam something. I will show you. In his commentary to 6.2.20 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Jiva Goswami says, dear devotees, please repeat after me. Atra uchyate. Now I will speak the conclusion he is saying. Okay? Shri Bhagavan Nama Grahanam Kalu Dvidha Bhavati. Uttering of Krishna's names is of how many types? 2 types. What are the 2 types? Please repeat. Kevalatvena. Mechanically, simply uttering the syllables. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Rama. Alright, this is which naam? Kevalatvena. Second, Sneha. Samyuktatvena cha. And the second type is Sneha Samyukta. Imbued with Sneha, feeling of attachment to Krishna. So that, therefore, dear devotees, these are the 2 types of chanting, and Prabhupada, previous acharyas are recommending Sneha Purvaka, chanting with what? Sneha, with the feeling of affection. That is what is recommended. So that is the answer to your query. Okay, Prabhuji?
Thank you.
Alright. Yes, Mataji.
Just in addition to this, so you don't develop the second kind also on that one, right? You don't develop
My
the
mic,
second
mic.
kind. Okay, you don't develop the second one also on day one, right?
No.
Chanting with snake.
No.
So I get it, you associate with devotees and you learn from them. But then you start mechanical maybe, just to probably take actions and probably you will develop it slowly.
Sure.
Is it correct?
Sure. And this is verified by Sri Rupa Goswami himself. Where does Rupa Goswami verify this? He says in Upadeshamritam, in verse number 7, he says something. Let me point out verse number 7. स्यात् कृष्ण नाम चरितादिसिताप्य वेद्या पित्तोपतप्त रसनस्य न रोचिकानु किन्त्वादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वाद्विक्रमात् भवति तद्गदमूलहन्त्री स्यात् कृष्ण नाम. It is true that Krishna's naam, charitra, etc. is Sita, not Sita. Sita. There is a difference between Sita and Sita. This is Sita. Sita means khadi shakkar. You know what is khadi shakkar? Huh? Candy sugar. It is candy sugar. Krishna's name is like what? Candy sugar, sweet. But kintu avidya pittopatapta, because of ignorance, the jaundice of ignorance, even this sweet sugar appears na rochika. It doesn't appear very tasteful. Just as a jaundiced person, even sweet things appear what to a jaundiced person? Bitter. Similarly, the sweet Krishna Naam also appears bitter to a person who is infected by the jaundice of avidya. Kintu, however, adarat, you may not have sneha, but have adar. I hope you are able to understand what is adar. Respect. When medicine is taken, one does not have affection for the medicine. Wow, I love this medicine. Aisa nahi you won't find people. But I have adar for the medicine. What is the meaning of adar? Respect. Adar se. Anudinam. With respect every day. If you take medicine, the medicine itself is for jaundice. The medicine is sugar candy. I hope you are able to understand. The analogy chosen is very nice. For jaundice, the very medicine is what? Sugar candy. Saiva jushta. If you eat, swadvi kramat bhavati. Gradually, sugar candy becomes tasteful. In our village, actually, I remember jaundice has no allopathic cure till today. Jaundice has no allopathic cure. It's only preventive cure till today. There's no medicine for jaundice available. So in my childhood, I got jaundice. So when I got jaundice in my childhood, the entire eyes become yellow. The face turns yellow, everything. And then my father told me, here is sugar cane. Bite on the sugar cane. So it's basically sugar candy, first form of sugar candy. So you're biting on, and then spitting it, you see the yellowish color is there on the sugar cane. So that's an indication that the jaundice is still there. So then he took me to a Vaidya. Vaidya is a doctor, Ayurvedic doctor. The Vaidya told, come 2:30 in the morning. Alright, we went 2:30 in the morning. He was crushing his vanaspati, he was crushing, I remember. And when the sun arose, he spoke some mantras. And then he said, look up towards the sun. I looked towards the sun and he poured 2 drops in both nostrils. And he said, go home, you'll be okay in half an hour. Half an hour? And he gave 1 white cloth. He said, go home, you'll be okay in half an hour. Alright. When I was returning in the vehicle, suddenly some yellow liquid started coming from the nose. And then in half an hour, the entire cloth was yellow. After half an hour, I said, I am feeling hungry, I want to eat something. I hope you are able to understand. This is how there is cure for jaundice actually. But Rupa Goswami traditional, that medicine which he made also consisted of sugar candy. What he crushed also consisted of what? Sugar candy. But his medicine required only 1 dose. Single dose he did it. Whereas if we take it, we have to do multiple times. So this is Ayurvedic example by Rupa Goswami. Very nice example, dear devotees. And personal experience I have in my life, because I was also once affected by what? Jaundice. So this example has been personally tested and verified that sugar candy works in a medicine. But if the Vaidya is expert, single shot, 1 dose, everything will be done. But if that expertise is not there, at least by taking sugar candy regularly, it will be cured. Okay? Chalo, let's pause today. Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
So we
have this book available. This is you give right?
Yeah,
Right?
you take. Okay, you can take that.
So
This book is the translation in Hindi from 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which Shri Hari Suri, I think Prabhu mentioned about Hari Suri Prabhu, right? So this is the translation of that commentary by Hari Suri Prabhu on 10th canto, and this is in Hindi, and very nice. I have this book with me, so if anyone would want, please, this is the time.
Alright, ठीक है.
Is it in English or in
Hindi.
So those who read Hindi and those who want to relish some good realizations from the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a book available, Bhakti Rasayanam. It's a commentary on the 10th canto. Wow, it started raining. So, see, Prabhupada used to say, if you perform good yajna, there will be what? So speaking Srimad Bhagavatam is also yajna. We mentioned his name and it started raining dear devotees. It's his commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam by Sri Harisuri. He's a very nice and learned Vaishnava, gave many realizations, beautiful realizations from the 10th canto. He finds out reasons behind every pastime of Krishna. Why did Krishna do this? Why did Krishna do that? Many times we have heard his realizations, but his name is not mentioned. For example, in Damodar Lila, the milk starts boiling because the milk wanted to commit suicide. Who wrote? So it came from this commentary, dear devotees. So if you would like to relish more meanings from every event of Krishna Lila, then this is a book, but it is in Hindi right now. Those who read Hindi, for them this book is there. There is no fixed price for the book, dear devotees. It is Brahminical work. The author was a Pakka Brahmin, Rigvedi Deshastha Brahmin, and the translation has been done by keeping in mood the mood of the author. Dear devotees, so there is no fixed price for the book. Whatever you wish to give, it can be $1 or $10,000. That is up to you. Okay? So whosoever wants to take a copy, you can take a copy. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Alright, who wants to take? Please raise your hands. Okay. All right. 1, 2. All right. Take it. 2. All right. 3 gone. Chalo. That's it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, it's not there in English, no?
By the end of the year, English will be there. Oh wow. Thank you. Cool. Thank you.